You don't need to spend a bunch of money renovating to get the most for your house.
Hi, I'm Nikki.
And I'm Phil. We're Phoenix area realtors with HomeSmart, and welcome to our channel.
We are all about educating and empowering buyers and sellers to help them achieve the lifestyle that they dream about through real estate.
So if you're thinking of buying or selling now or in the future, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so we can be there to help you along the way.
All right, let's get into it. So one question that we get asked by our sellers every time we go to a listing appointment is, what are some things that I can do to my house to get the most amount of money for it? And a lot of times they're surprised to find out that a lot of those things are free or very, very inexpensive.
One of the best ways to do this is to declutter. So if you're going to be decluttering, you mostly just want stuff out of sight. Mm-hmm. So the best way to do this is to either put it in storage, move it into your garage out of the way, or if you want, you can, look at having a yard sale and selling it, or donating it to somebody else that might need it.
It would also be a good idea to hire a professional cleaner right before the first weekend of showings, because a clean house often comes across as a well cared for home, and a buyer is going to be more willing to pay more money for a house that they believe has been really well cared for.
So our next big thing is landscaping. If you're like us and have pets, big thing you're going to want to do is clean up after them. You're going to want to pull the weeds out of your yard, and then you're going to want to make sure that that pool is clean. You don't want any debris or anything floating in it.
Mm-hmm. It's always a good idea to mow the lawn the weekend before showing start, and also right before pictures. And then really the main point is just make your yard look orderly and clean, because curb appeal is a huge thing that can get you a lot more money. Selling your house is all about first impressions, and one really good way to make a really good first impression is by having a maintenance log available for the buyers when they come see your house. And one way we suggest to do that is just to throw all those maintenance records in a binder. So if you got your AC service recently, throw that in a binder. Pest control receipt, throw that in a binder. Any sort of warranty information from appliances, just put all that stuff in a binder and have it available on the counter so that your buyers can see that and say, wow, this house has been really well cared for. Because like we said before, buyers are willing to pay more for a well cared for home.
Yeah, and this really just brings it back to allowing the buyer to kind of see some transparency in there. Mm-hmm. And you'll run into a little less issues potentially when you're moving towards their inspection and everything once you get an offer. If you don't have these done, potentially think about getting your air conditioning serviced, your pool serviced, a roof inspection, etc. Those are pretty cheap things you can have done. As much as you may love that lime green or hot pink bedroom that you have, it can be difficult for buyers to look past that and envision them in the house. That's where it leads us to our next point, which is painting. One statistician says that if you were to paint your home, you would get 107% return on it.
When you're choosing paint colors, think blank canvas. You do want the buyer to be able to envision their own sense of style in the house. So like a warm white or a neutral gray is always a great idea. Also, don't neglect those baseboards and doors. A lot of times they can get scuffed and dirty. So it's always a good idea to give those a quick once over with some paint too. And it can really brighten up and freshen up the place as well.
No one wants to live in a cave. They don't want it to be dark and grungy. They want it to be nice and inviting. That's why it's super important to have good inviting lighting. Mm-hmm. So you're going to want it to be bright. You're going to want to replace any kind of light bulbs that are out. And if you need to, add in some lamps in rooms that don't have any sort of lights in some of those bedrooms.
It's also relatively inexpensive to switch out the fan blades on overhead fans. And also don't forget about the light switches, because nobody likes those old style yellow light switches anymore.
We mentioned earlier how important first impressions are. That's why it's key to stage your home.
You want to set the table. If you have an outdoor table, set that table. Make your beds look super fancy like a hotel. Maybe turn some music on the Alexa. You really want to set the scene. Buyers aren't actually shopping for a home. They're shopping for a lifestyle. And you really want to show them how your house is going to improve their lifestyle. So if you can set that scene, then that will really increase the profits that you can make.
The final thing we want to leave you with today also happens to be our favorite thing, which is hiring the right realtor. The person you hire will ultimately set the stage for how much money you'll be receiving from the completion of this transaction.
You want to make sure that your realtor is going to hire a professional photographer to showcase your home. We don't want iPhone photographs saved from Snapchat. We want to make sure that they're going to be actively marketing your home and not just throwing it up on the MLS and hoping for the best.
If you want to know more information about that, then take a look at our other video.
It's selling your house in Arizona broken down into 6 simple steps. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you are someone in the Phoenix area that is interested in buying and selling, we would love to connect with you. You can check out our contact information below and click the link to book a time to chat with us directly, and we can see how we might be able to help you reach your real estate goals, whatever they may be.
Thank you so much for watching.
We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.